Welcome back, page turners. This is episode number 16 of Longbox Weekly Comic Book Review, where I talk about the books I love, hate, buy, and even leave on the shelf. This is the 1-year anniversary episode of Longbox, and I just want to say to you guys, thank you so much for all the likes, shares, comments, support, contributions, and submissions you guys have been sending in. You guys are 50% of the show, so keep it coming. Last year, when I first started doing this, I really wasn't too sure how I was going to do things, where things were going to lead to, and how things were going to pan out. But as you can see, I put a lot of time and hard effort into the show, and I'm so very glad you guys have been enjoying it. So, with that said, on with the show.
Love it or hate it, buy it, maybe leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it, buy it, maybe leave it on the shelf.
And here we are again, boys and girls, with the most important part of the show, and that is, say it with me, supporting independent artists. So if you've got a book that's been printed and you want an honest review, send it my way and I'll definitely put it on the show for a review. If you're just an artist and you'd like to get some exposure out there for your artwork, I have some homework for you. Draw me as a superhero or a supervillain doing something comical with comic books. I trust you guys. You guys have been sending in some awesome artwork so far. This week's submission comes to us from Rob K over at Decayed Minds Comics. Rob K does the ramen comic book that I reviewed a couple of episodes ago. I highly recommend you guys check that stuff out. Thank you so much, Rob. This week's independent book is sent to us from Paul Jameson over at the Superhero Network. The book's title is Paragon, and I was shipped 2 issues, issue 1A and issue 1B. Each of them are done from a different artist and written from a different perspective. Now, with that being said, I gotta say that I was pretty confused, guys. The blue, gray, white, black color palette that was used in both books kind of seemed to blur most of the panels together, where I wasn't sure where one started and one ended. A lot of the lettering was very small, or the wording was very explanatory to a point where I just felt like it was taking away from the plot. Now, with that being said, I still am really not sure where the plot or the storyline was going on in this book. I was kind of confused from the jump all the way to the end, and I'm almost apprehensive to try and pick up issue number 2. So with that being said, I'm going to have to say that this is probably the first independent book that was sent to me that I kind of have to rag on, and I have to say, you guys might not enjoy this. But if you'd definitely like to check out this book, I've left links in the description for you guys to get in touch with Superhero Network, and you guys can pick up a copy and check out for yourself. So with that being said, thank you very much for sending the book in, Paul, but I didn't enjoy it. And I hate to say that because, I know you guys did a lot of hard work, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to pass on this book. This episode, we have an independent product submission, and it comes to us from Boxes in Action with the Galactic Diner Short Box. Now, this short box is just a little bit smaller than your typical white short box, but that little lost space is definitely made up for with these awesome graphics. You got the Galactic Diner on both sides, and right on the front, we got a little bit of a Silver Surfer. So definitely check these guys out on Facebook. Definitely place your orders, and I've included the links in the description below for you guys to get in contact with them and place your orders. Definitely pick you guys one of these up because they got a lot more stuff coming in the future. First up, we have J. Michael Straczynski's The Twilight Zone #1. Now, as a big fan of the show, when I seen this on the shelf, I was really anticipating that old black and white Rod Sterling type storytelling. However, that's not really what I got. In this issue, I was sad to find out that the story doesn't end with the last page. It's going to continue. For how many issues, I have no idea. But I was really hoping for a self-contained storyline, maybe even a couple of stories in this issue. But it all around doesn't feel like a Twilight Zone episode or even a Twilight Zone series. So I'm going to have to say that this is probably one, unless you're a major fan of Twilight Zone and you want to collect everything from the zone, you're probably going to want to leave this one on the shelf. Up next, we have Spawn 239. And what can you expect from a Spawn issue where he's giving you this face palm on the cover? Actually, a whole hell of a lot. This was a really good issue. I'm not going to say I loved it, but I really enjoyed it. This is definitely a buy. The story progressed really good. We had some really good character development between Spawn, Jim Downing, and Cagliostro. We had some good foreshadowings for some upcoming events with Blood and the Vampires, so I highly recommend, if you're not picking up Spawn, you're definitely going to want to pick up this issue and get on board. Up next, we have Walking Dead 119. This is Chapter 5 in the All Out War storyline, and I gotta say that if you enjoyed any of the Governor stuff, you're really going to like this character, Negan. He's just as provoking, he's just as fearsome, and man, he's even more of a badass. I really would like to see Negan and the Governor just go all 50-style fisticuffs at each other, It'd be an awesome brawl. Anyways, if you're not picking up The Walking Dead, this is probably a good time for you to jump on board, seeing as the show's not on the air. Everybody wants their Walking Dead fix, so definitely run out, pick you up The Walking Dead 119 because this is definitely one you're going to want to check out. Up next, we have a book that I'm so glad is back on the shelf. It's Samkieth The Max. Everybody that knows about The Max, you're already in love with them. Those that don't know, man, what are you guys waiting for? These books have actually been reprinted, recolored, and they just look amazing. If you're a fan of the old MTV Oddity show, you're going to love reading the actual book and seeing the real story. So I highly recommend buying this book. Go out, buy as many copies as you have, give them away as gifts, you know, just wallpaper your room with them, take a bath in them, do whatever you can because you're going to love this damn story. Up next, we have Night of the Living Deadpool #1. Now, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Deadpool, I'm a big fan of zombies, and when you marry the two, you get gold. This book was awesome. It was just such a fun read the whole way through. The way that the zombies interact with Deadpool, the mentality, the thoughts that they're having, it was just all around interesting. It was unique in a way that I've never seen anybody do it in a book or a movie or anything like that. So definitely go out and pick you up Night of the Living Deadpool #1. Up next, we have Sex Criminals #4. Now, before I even review this book, I just want to say that this is the most awkward book I've ever had to read from start to where it's at currently. I don't like this book. I don't dislike this book. Frankly, I just don't really care about this book. The storyline is just so weird. It's just weird. I don't even know why I'm putting it as a review other than to just talk about it and tell you guys my opinion. This book was just odd. Issue #4, I got as far as the first page, the editorial review of it. It was very weird. The preambus, who wrote this? Did you take like 14 hits of acid, drink 2 gallons of Jack Daniels, and then bang your head on the cement 14 times? Because grammar is horrible in here. So with that being said, this is probably a book that unless you like it, unless it talks to you in some way, you're probably going to want to put this back on the shelf and cover it up with something else. Up next, we have Superior Spider-Man #25. Now, right off the bat, if you're not reading Superior Spider-Man, this is definitely the issue you're going to want to pick up on. This is a double-sized issue, and the events that take place in this issue are only going to wet your whistle, and they're going to make you want to read even more. This issue, we had a lot of events take place with the Venom symbiote, and man, I gotta say that the way that this Venom is rendered, the characteristics of this Venom are just far superior than anything I've ever seen Marvel do with Venom. And this is awesome. The stuff that they're doing with Carnage, the stuff with Flash Thompson, poo. I don't like any of that stuff, but man, this is how you use the symbiote. This is an awesome story. I highly recommend this issue. This is definitely a buy. This is definitely a love. Pick it up, guys. This week, Marvel sent us an awesome Deadpool comic. It's Deadpool The Gauntlet. Turns out this book is actually a digital book that they tried to print, tried to spur some interest in, and seeing as it's free, I highly recommend you guys check this out. Up next, we have Cryptozoic Man #3. You know, from those guys on that other comic book show. I gotta say that this book is just overall confusing. The art is pretty interesting on a morbid side, but the plot, I'm just lost. There's no strings that are tying it together for me, and I'm hoping in the last issue there's something relevant that pops up that kind of brings all 4 issues together to explain what's been taking place, because I'm just lost. I'm so confused at the storyline, the characters, the concepts, everything is just like, huh? Did I miss something? Did I lose an issue? Did they forget to print a page? What the hell's going on? So I'm going to have to say, unless you're a fan of that other comic book show or Walt Flanagan's art or just a Kevin Smith fan, you're definitely going to want to leave this one on the shelf until you can get all the issues to try and make sense of this. Up next is Damien, Son of Batman #3. Now, I'm a big fan of Damien from the New 52. I really liked where the character was going. It was one of the reasons why I was actually reading a lot of the Batman books. I just really liked the character Damien. My son's name is Damien, so there's really a kind of a connection with the father and the son thing there. So that's why I picked this book up. However, I'm lost. Like, the concepts, the events that take place, they're just very weird. Like, one minute Batman's dead, the next minute he's alive and he's pissed off at Damien, and then one minute Alfred is like pouring tea, and then the next minute he's a talking cat, and then it gets really weird, and I don't see where this plot's going. I don't even see myself picking up the 4th issue, so I'm gonna have to say this is definitely one you're gonna want to leave on the shelf, guys. You know what time it is? It's Garbage Pail Kid time. I got some minifigures here. I don't know if you guys have seen these or not, but definitely go out and pick out a pack of these. You can get them at like Myers or Walmart or whatever. Definitely at Walmart. Everything's at Walmart. So I'm just gonna rip into these and show you guys what they are. The little rubber figures, and inside you got this little black pack, and then in the bottom you've got like a little loose figure that you can see what you're getting. You got a Nerdy Nate in here, I can get them out of there. They're like a little rubber vinyl type figure, you know. They're about an inch tall. Little squishy rubbery guys, as you can see. And these are fully painted ones, but you got some that come into the packages that are like green, blue, yellow, black, all that. So can't rip into the bag. I'm gonna rip the stickers. Yeah, they come with stickers. That's pretty cool. These are the little stickers that come in here. You got Anna Banana, got Nate Nerd, Patty Putty, Buggy Betty. Let's see what we got in here. Got a painted Anna Banana, and this is another pack that I opened up earlier because I messed up on the camera. There's a red Anna Banana. And we got a blue Patty Putty. And we got a red Buggy Betty. So yeah, definitely check it out. Go out, pick you up some of these Garbage Pail Kid minis. You guys know you love them. If you're a fan of Garbage Pail Kids like I am, you're going to play with these all the time. Throw them at people, put them in your ears. You know what I'm saying? You can put a red Buggy Betty in one ear and a red Anna Banana in the other, and put one in your nose. And yeah, enjoy, guys. Garbage Pail Kids. See you guys next time.
Love it or hate it, baby, maybe leave it on the shelf. Love it or hate it, baby, maybe leave it on the shelf.